Okay, so here is what I'm using to make this very, very simple wreath. I have some flowers that I found on sale at Joann's Fabrics. This is what they call a grapevine wreath, and this was fairly inexpensive too. It was maybe $3 or $4. The flowers were fairly inexpensive. Obviously, a hot glue gun. And I think the whole thing, like I said, the flowers were maybe $1 or $2. I bought all the things to make this and a few other things, and I think it was maybe $7 or something. It was very inexpensive, so it was not much to make this wreath, which is a fairly good price because a lot of I was looking at making buying the thing all the materials to make a wreath. Some of them were really really expensive, and it was going to end up costing like $40 or $50 to make a wreath, and that just seemed fairly expensive for me to for a wreath that I was going to put on my front door. So when I found some flowers that were on sale, these are, I forget, like I said, they were maybe $1 or $2. I purchased those, and I also ended up having some left over that I put in a vase on my front, in my foyer, in the entryway. So I am very much a kind of punt it and see how things go type crafter. So here I'm just taking off some of the flowers and the greenery, and I'm just going to kind of lay them out, and I'm just pulling them right off the ends of their little stems that they're on, and just making a little pile, and then I was going to kind of go through and lay them all out. And then what I was doing is I was just kind of feeding the flowers, the bases of them, into the wreath itself, and then gluing just the top part down and seeing how that works. So that I was kind of not using as much glue, and really just playing around. I had no plan when I sat down to start working on this. It was just going to have fun and make a quick and easy wreath. And just as I saw things that were in spots I didn't like, I glued them down and, moved things around a little bit and just had a fun little play with it. And you can see here I'm just kind of trying to decide whether I like that, what I want to do next, and picking up the flowers. And then this kind of became, a little bit of a theme here. As I was going through, I ended up laying the flowers end to end and kind of creating a little bit of a, I don't know if we would call it a bouquet, but in each little section, and working my way around the wreath that way and alternating the colors with the blue and the white. I think these are supposed to look like freesia, but I'm not really sure. I'm not positive. So now I'm just working on the white flowers, and as I said, I'm just kind of alternating them back and forth with laying the leaf down first, gluing them in place, and then placing the flowers over top and just placing them into the greenery. The greenery was a lot easier to glue to than the grapevine wreath because of the it has so much space in between the vines themselves. So having that leaf down as a base was a pretty good something good to glue into. So not to bore you, I have skipped ahead, obviously. I did the same thing all the way around the wreath, basically, so I didn't want to, have the video just kind of drag on for 20 minutes of you watching me glue flowers down. Like I said, the only tip I found to save on glue was having the greenery, it kind of attached, because there's so much surface space of that. It was easier to glue to the grapevine, and then the flowers attached really nicely to that. And I also like the effect that it gave it. For me, it felt very like fairy garden whimsy. So I really did like that. And this wreath is on my front door, and it really looks beautiful. And I'm going to show you guys a picture of it hanging up on the door as well. And what's a really nice compliment is, as I said, I bought 4 bouquets, 2 of the bluish color and 2 of the pink. And I have 2 of the bouquets in a vase on the foyer table in my house. And what's nice is that they're a good fill-in for when I don't have fresh cut flowers in there. I like to cut flowers from my garden, but if I don't have any fresh flowers to put in there, these are nice, and it kind of ties in with what's on the front door. So it's a really nice look and nice kind of entry into the house. Plus I also have aloe vera and some succulents on a tray there as well. So I'll put maybe I'll show you both so you guys can kind of see how I coordinate them. And again, this was under $10, I know, for everything. I had a coupon, and you know how Joanne says, a lot of that stuff, and basically was able to make this fairly inexpensive. So if you're looking to make a wreath, definitely check out the grapevine wreaths. And they were off to the side, and if you have a coupon, they're fairly inexpensive, depending on the size, of course, that you're going to get. And I did go through quite a few glue sticks, but I was using the mini ones because honestly that was the glue gun that I found first. I have a bigger one, but I found this one, the glue sticks were there, and I just went with that. I just wanted to kind of get in on the project. And what I'm doing at this point is just going back, and any area that looked a little sparse or I felt needed a little bit more, a few more flowers, now that I knew how many I had and I had plenty left, I was just kind of going back and filling them in a little bit to give it a little bit more of a little fuller feel to it. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. And it was an extremely simple project. So if you're a beginner crafter, this is a really easy project to do. And it's fun. And what I liked about it is it was a day where I wanted to do something creative, but I didn't necessarily want to spend a long time. I didn't want to have to dig out a lot of tools or a lot of materials. And it worked out. Especially because I had been a little disheartened when I had first looked for wreath supplies. I thought, geez, these things are really expensive. I don't want to spend $60 on a wreath. And even the ready-made wreaths at the store were fairly expensive and they were beautiful, but definitely beyond what I wanted for my front door. So this is my little entryway, and those are the flowers that I told you that I have in there, that I'm really happy with the way they look when I don't have real flowers in there. So thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and if you do like these kinds of videos, be sure to subscribe. But I'd love to hear if you work on this project yourself. Please comment below. Thanks guys.